r/AskReddit. What's your biggest fail when it comes to online dating? Chatted with them a year by phone. Once we met we had nothing to talk about, and it was the most awkward encounter of my life. Sometimes chemistry fails to translate to eye roll. If it was a good fit, you would still have had topics of conversation. Someone is arguing your statement that, if it was a good fit, you would have had topics of conversation. Let's take away the word topics and put it like, if it was a good fit, you don't really need topics to have a conversation at all. It's possibly to vibe solely on body language and subtlety, situational comments, things like that. When you vibe, and through silence and language it's there. Matched with someone on a dating website before Tinder. Got to talking, seemed like a chill dude, even though there were red flags. He insisted we were dating before we met, and I wasn't allowed to talk to anyone. Agreed to meet up with him at a cafe by work. Organized with my receptionist, she would ring me at an allotted time and tell me I had to come back to work, so I had an out. Met with the guy for coffee, it seemed well enough, then my girl rang me, so I told him I had to get back. His response was, "I've got my work van here, do you want to jump in the back and have a quickie?" I noped out of there and went back to work. A couple of months later he ended up coming into my work to see my boss. I made polite small talk with him then. When he left my boss called me into her office to ask how I knew him. Turned out he was married to my boss's niece, and I dodged a fucking bullet. Update, sorry to leave you all hanging. Boss believed me, and we never spoke of it again. I was too embarrassed to raise the subject again, because I keep my private life private, and her because I assume she kept that shit between her and her niece. My boss was also a black belt in jiu-jitsu, so not the person to fuck with. Yes, I should have known better when he got possessive straight out the gate, but I was young, insecure, and lonely. It's not a crime to want to be wanted, but good lord was I a naive fool. So did your boss find out he was trying to / possibly cheating on their niece? Oh man, the first time I contacted someone, it was via the Onion personals, which were really a thing in 2005. I just made fun of a band she said she liked. I wrote something like, "My only problem is that you are into band." She replied, as she should have, "My only problem is that the only thing you offer is a criticism." I still cringe. There are still so many guys who think it's cool to criticize you and your profile in their first message. Why in the world would someone think that makes a woman attracted to you? Why? The most optimistic answer I can think of is that they know couples are able to tease each other in a good-natured way, so they kind of just skip to that step without thinking about how there have to be intermediate steps before you can act like that with someone. Not being exciting or witty enough in the text game. In real life my expressions and demeanor save me, not so much online. I'm the opposite, I'm so smooth over text, but super awkward in person. My texting personality and in-person self are basically two different personas, which is probably off-putting. Not trying it sooner. At the end of the day, we are all just people looking to connect and share a Netflix account. Same. Spent 9 years trying to find a girl going to parties in the club. Turns out I'm fairly shit at that, which probably wasn't all that good for my self-esteem either. A female friend then thought it would be fun to create a Tinder profile and swipe for me during a party. Spend the next few days being mind blown at getting matches, sucking at texting, progressively getting better at it. A few months later going on a ton of dates, getting better at that as well, and finally finding my current girlfriend of soon 2 years. Developed more at flirting and understanding dating in those 6 months than from birth up until that point. Putting all my eggs in one basket. Once I start a conversation with one person, I just stick with that person until I know it's not going to go anywhere. I can't deal with trying to remember stuff about 2+ people at the same time. I don't mind though if the person I'm talking to is talking to more than one person, as long as if we are on a date, they are not on the phone to them or mix us up. Casually dating multiple people is exhausting. Plus I always get drunk and mix up details between them, and women do not like that. Using Plenty of Fish, the free dating site. It was like the Netto of dating sites. I chatted briefly with one woman before telling her I was going out for a few drinks. Next day I checked my messages and she had sent some. It started with why don't you come round to mine and get drunk together, progressing to why are you ignoring me, then to I think you're gorgeous and we will be good together, and finally don't you fucking ignore me. I sent her a message the next day to never contact me again. I once told a guy via text I had to go because my lunch break was over. When my shift ended there were tons of angry messages from him asking where I was and why I left so suddenly. I told him it was because my break was over and I can't text when I'm at work. He then started apologizing to me and told me he was afraid he had lost me and that I hated him. We had known each other for 3 days and we had never met in real life. Met with a girl at a bar in Philadelphia on a Friday night around 6 p.m. It was fun and we drank a lot, but I noticed that she was pacing much faster than me. I had around 4 beers in the time it took her to drink 7 martinis, $15 a glass. We are getting along well and she says that she needs to use the restroom. She took her jacket and purse to the restroom. I didn't think much of it, but after an hour of sitting at the bar alone waiting I realized that I got used for a heavy pregame. The bartender kinda realized it. When I asked for the tab he shrugged and was like shit happens mate. I took 2 drinks off your tab. GG bartender. Mega roof bro. Cheers to the bartender though. I don't get how some people can be like that girl. It's so dickish. Not realizing how much can be lost in the absence of voice inflection and physical social cues. This is what so many people can't seem to grasp when I explain to them I don't do online dating. If they've never experienced what it's like to have this happen they just can't understand it, no matter how much I try to explain it. And, to me, it's a huge part of my attraction, or lack of, to a person. Edit. It's not like I don't date or have issues getting dates. I just don't do online. I still meet people in real life. I just don't like online and feel my real life connections tend to work out better for me. Online dating is just a way to meet more people, to test out in-person attraction. The most common mistake, to my view, is people getting too attached before they meet in person. Message a little to see if there's personality potential. Meet quickly to see if there's actual potential. Wanting to know people in person isn't the barrier you think it is. The whole point is to meet up eventually anyway. Matched a girl who seemed too good to be true. Assumed she was a bot and left a snarky message about it. Nobody was gonna read it anyway. She replied, upset, and then unmatched me. I feel her pain and had that before myself. Bit of a backstory. I'm a casual gamer, like motorbikes, used to ride them, cars etc. Pretty much chilled and happy doing whatever, so long as I get to spend time with people I care about. Apparently that qualifies as a bot. It's not a nice feeling when someone doesn't think you're a person and you then question yourself thinking crap, is this how people see me? Nah, that's not how you should see it. Think that you're the kind of person a bot account maker would try to emulate to attract people, and that's a good thing BTW. Went on a date with a girl from Tinder one time who told me that she found children very attractive. After that I stopped mentioning that I had a child on my profile and took down the pic of me and my daughter and just brought it up with the girls that I felt were likely to stick around after meeting in person. She found children attractive, or she found a person with a child as attractive? There's a very important difference here. It was definitely children. They inspired her artwork. She had a sketchbook of children she'd draw in sexually suggestive poses, but always clothed, and of fake characters she would make up. She talked about it like it was completely normal. She at least mentioned that she would never harm a child and was in therapy, but yeah, that was a deal breaker. Finding a wonderful guy and then cancelling the date last minute because I wasn't over my ex. Joke's on me. We rematched 10 months later. He gave me shit about my behavior last time and told me because of that I had to come up with an idea now. March will mark our 1-year anniversary. Tell us how you find the wonderful guy. We need pointers. I'm sorry I never understood myself how I got that lucky. Keep looking. There is somebody out there who will be the happiest person on earth when they meet you. I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to like, comment, and subscribe for I upload daily and suggest what subreddit I should cover next. Thank you and happy travels.